Today, I just wanted to touch base with everybody. So today's subject, and this has really been a subject that I've really been thinking on. Uh, Ann Talley, author of 30 Days to Live, CEO of Vision Accomplished, uh, had someone ask me today, what is Vision Accomplished? So uh, just the short of it is that we are a company that believes in emancipation. And let me explain that. So we believe in supporting women who are going into business for themselves. Women generally at the age of 35 and up who have raised their children, who have done their career thing, and they have a dream and are tired of um, working for someone else because they know that it's something that they can do for themselves. So we believe in giving them the tools. We believe in cheerleading them on and encouraging them and making it possible for them to have uh, a support system for their dream. So that's what Vision accomplishes. So putting that aside. So I'm at a season of my life, and yes, I do have a company. Yes, we do have a staff. But most of all, I still work. I still have a secular job. And lately, it has really been in my heart and in my spirit that I want to buy back my freedom. And it sounds crude and harsh to say it that way. But to me, working a 9 to 5 for me is is almost, to me, feels like somebody else owns me because I have to be there when they say be there. I have to stay there as long as they say stay there. I can't go home until they really say I can go home. I can't just stay home one day and lay in the bed. And to me, that gives another human being too much power. Now, for some people, that's okay for them. And this isn't about you, but this is about those people who working a standard 9 to 5, and we say 9 to 5 because that's always been the terminology for working a regular job. So people who are working a standard 9 to 5, um, who have a bigger dream, who have a bigger sense of there's more out here for me, who want to be in business for themselves, who are writers, who are poets, people who are great motivators. One of the things for me is that I found is that I was motivating everybody else, and I wasn't motivating me to do what my dream was. So Vision Accomplished is that's our goal, to make sure that any client that comes to us, we make sure that your vision gets accomplished, whatever your vision is for your life. But for me, lately, it has become a chore mentally to envision myself for the rest of my life working for somebody else that they reap all of the benefits and I get little to none. Or they feel like they can own me and that I have to jump when they say jump, and how high and what else can you have me to do. So I really have become on a fast track to follow my own dreams, um, and broaden my horizons. So today I was talking to a friend of mine, and I made the comment. I said, well, I got all the irons in the fire, meaning I'm withholding nothing. Everything, I'm gonna try everything so that I can get done what I need to get done. So you're asking me probably, what are you talking about, lady? If you've got a dream, please don't stifle it out. Because 9 times out of 10, if it's something that's really eating at you, if you got an idea that's really eating at you and you're really good at it, and 9 times out of 10 by now somebody has probably told you you're really good in it, you really should go into business for yourself, then it's probably for you. It's probably something that you need to do. And it's not impossible. It's really not. Um, we tend to look at going into business for ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's all beds of roses and that it's foolproof. Not gonna tell you that. Not gonna, because there are some days that I look around and be like, whew, What have I got myself into? But it is doable. And that doesn't mean you have to quit your job today and dive out into the water and just sink or swim. That's not what that means. But it does mean that you can try. You should at least try your dream. It's not that far fetched. You should at least try. I run into a lot of people since I wrote a book that goes, well, how did you do that? What made you do that? How did you do that? How was it hard? Was it difficult? I just sat down and wrote. And then I found a company that said they would publish it for me. And they did. So it happened. It wasn't hard. I marketed as far as I was going to market. Facebook and social media are wonderful, wonderful tools. It wasn't hard. There are programs on the computer, on your computer, where you can just write your stuff and then you can organize it later. A lot of your self-publishing companies, if you write, at least write it, and now you don't even have to write it. If you have a laptop, you can put it on the visual disabled mode and you can talk to it and it will type out what you're talking. So there's really no excuse. So if you're sitting at home, if you're a writer and you got some ideas in your head and you just want to get it out on paper, then you set your computer up to where you talk to it and it'll type it for you, if that's what you want to do. If you feel like you're a great motivator and encourager, then you do that. Your time is worth money. So if somebody comes to you with a problem and you got an answer, okay, give me $20 and we'll work it out. And you send them an invoice. A lot of things that a lot of the wealthy people, how they get by is because they have businesses and a lot of things are tax write-offs. So there's so much that you could benefit from having your own business. There's so much that you can benefit from having your own dream. Are there some pitfalls? Yes. Are there some hiccups? Yes. But at the end of the day, you have the pleasure of knowing that you have something that's very own and it's yours, and that your dream has been brought to reality. And for me, one of my goals is to be able to run and do our company in such a way that I can walk away from my secular job and still be able to cover all of the luxuries that I like. So, like I said, lately I've been on this, all the irons in the fire, full speed ahead. Whatever we got to do, we just got to do. And I say to you, live your dream. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. Don't let it go. I'm in the process of working on my second book. It's in the editing phase right now. So look forward to that. And because at my heart, as well as being an encourager, I'm a writer. And I love to write. That's other than working with my hands and encouraging people, I love writing. So that's one of my streams of income. Another thing that I want to talk to, and we had talked about this some time ago, about broadening, and I think we talked about it on a Financial Friday, is broadening your streams of income. Do not, you cannot hear me, babies. You cannot, in this day and time, put all of your eggs in one basket. You cannot, because companies do not care about you. And if it comes down to the bottom line, and if your job take up $2 too much, they will cut your job. Now, I don't say that to make you afraid, but I'm saying don't put all of your eggs in one basket. So what does that mean for you? That means that you have to diversify. So you have to have more than one stream of income. You can't uh, just, it's not like when my parents were coming up. Like my dad worked at Ford Motor Company all his life, and that's where he retired from. That is a luxury that the workforce nowadays just does not offer. Now some people are still there for 30 days, but I've watched people be places for 30 years and they tried to take their benefits. Or the company declared bankruptcy and they couldn't pay them their retirement benefits. So you've got to diversify. Look into other avenues of things that can bring in income. Look into stocks. Look into other companies. There's so many other wonderful self-business companies that can be of benefit to you. Um, the one thing about our community, and particularly African American community, we are always quick to say something's a scam. And there, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is world is void of scams. I'm not saying that. But if it's something where it's proven that it does create a stream of residual income, then it's more than likely, if you're providing a service and somebody's paying for the service, and when they go to use the service is there, that is not a scam. You paid for a service. If you pay for, it's like I know people that are in credit counseling. I know a lot of people that are doing credit counseling. If you pay for them to fix your credit and you fix their credit and they fix your credit, how is that a scam? It's not. They provided a service. Now, if they're looking at your credit and realize you need some more money and say, hey, you want to try to do this with me? And that way you can make some money too? That is not a scam. To me, that's them looking out for you. There's travel agents out there. People are like, oh, that's a scam. We have got to get past the fear of success. You are able to be successful. And I can say this because this is something that I had to deal with in myself years ago, and even recently, things that would come up and I would be like, oh no, because what if I don't make the money? What if I don't this, this, that, and the other? And I finally had to come to a point where I was like, all bets off. We're going to try it. If it work, it work. If it don't, oh well, we'll scrap it. But we're going to at least try. You got to at least try to get out there in the water. So we can no longer have the luxury of, and this is another thing. I don't believe that God created us to work ourselves to death for another human being and then retire and still have to go back to work because we don't have enough retirement to live off of. I just cannot believe that an awesome God, who the cattle on 1,000 hills belongs to him, he said he would supply all of our needs. I don't believe he meant that. I just don't. I refuse to believe that. My daddy would not do that to me. So I say that just means that we have to make some other avenues in order to buy back our freedom. I don't want to spend the rest of my life belonging to somebody else. I don't want to spend the rest of my life working and at times being uneasy because I have no control over what upper management does. And if they make a bad decision, then that's going to affect my job. Mm-mm. That's too much control for one human being to have. And I really am choosing at this point in my life not to live that way. So I hope this encourages you that whatever dream you have, it is possible. It is absolutely possible for your dream to be a reality. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because here's the thing. Here's the gig. Do you really like what you're doing? Is this really here? Is this really, really what you want the rest of your life to be? Wouldn't it be nice to wake up in the morning and get up when you feel like it on some days? Wouldn't it be nice to just be able to say, well, this week I'm not coming in. I'm taking a trip and I'm going to Barbados and I'll be back. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, I'm not trying to sell you nothing. But what I am trying to tell you or encourage you to do is dream. Just dream. And in dreaming, the Bible says where there's no vision, the people perish. And then if you can't see a better life for you, if you can't see past depending on a once a month check, if you can't see past somebody telling you what to do and discounting your ideas, if you can't see past any of that, what are you really doing? You got to dream again, babies. And know that if you got a dream that's inside of you, it very well may be your keys to freedom. So the next time God comes back, because if you're one of those people and you feel like, God, people are always trying to come to me with starting a company, He might be trying to send you a sign. There's more for you to do out here than just punch a clock. And again, if you're one of those people that you love working every day, that's fine, because there are people like that. There are, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But for people like me who, yeah, I'm okay at work once I get there. But in the back of my mind, while I'm there, I'm thinking about my other stuff that I need to be handling. I need to be setting up a meeting. I need to be doing this. I need to call and take care of this. Did I file this paperwork? Did I do this? Or I'm thinking about, or when I'm getting up in the morning, it just grinds my gears that I have to get up and rush to be someplace for the benefit of some. And don't get me wrong, I do get a benefit. I do get a wage. Yay. But for me, there's so much more to my life than this. So I encourage you that if you found yourself in a place where you just know there's more to your life than this, you're probably right. So if you want to write a book, I wrote one. It wasn't no big deal. I wrote one. And I'm working on the second. If you want to motivationally speak to people, do it. Do it. You're probably already doing it anyway. You're just doing it for free. If you want to go out and make clothes or design clothes, please do. Because some of the clothes that are out here right now, we need a little help. If you're a hairdresser, you do wonderful hairstyles, get out here and do it. Here's another thing. If you do makeup and you like doing people's makeup, do it. There's a market for it. When my daughter got married, one of my other babies, we had her come do all of our makeup. She did a phenomenal job. Do it. If you like typing letters, do it. But don't sit on your dream. And for goodness sake, don't push your dream aside for the sake of punching a clock. Now, I'm not saying go be crazy and just quit today. I did that once. And even though I survived, now that I'm older and a little more seasoned, I most definitely would do things a different way. But am I going to live my life indebted to another company for the rest of my life? No. Am I making moves to be able to do my own thing? Yes. If you like broadcasting, if you like doing radio, because I found that's something I like to do. That's really what started me with doing YouTube videos, Periscope videos, Facebook Live videos. That's what really started me, because a dear friend of mine allowed me to be on her show a couple of times, and I realized I absolutely loved it. I absolutely adore it. And so I could not imagine my life not being able to connect with you or not being able to talk to you. I couldn't imagine it. So I had to find another outlet until another outlet becomes available. But follow your dream. You can do it. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. And one day, you might, just maybe, and I'm going to say you will, be able to buy your freedom back. And what that means, and that is not disrespectful to what the history of those terms mean, but what it does mean is that you will have enough currency and revenue that you can walk away from the job or place of employment and not have to worry anymore about punching their clock. You'll punch your own. And when you punch your own clock, it's a whole different feeling than having to do it for somebody else. It's a big difference. If you ever cook dinner for yourself versus cooking dinner for a bunch of people you didn't feel like being bothered with, the food kind of tastes a little different because you did it for yourself. Like, hey, I can put this in because this is what I like. I can put that in. That's what I like. Versus if you have to cook for somebody else, you're like, oh, well, they're allergic to this. I can't do that. And it kind of takes some of the fun out of it. I know when I cook holiday dinners, how I would cook some things for myself because I'm a little on the spicy side, so I like my food spicy. I like, uh, with me, my friends tease me because your nose will be running and your eyes be running. That's just how I like to eat. And especially in this season where I'm starting to cut out the uh, the meats and cut out the starches. So I have to do something different to the vegetables, so I'll stick with it. So I just said all of that because I feel like I'm rambling now. But follow your dreams. If your dream is that you don't want to work for another company, that's a good dream to have. If it is, that's a good dream to have. It really is. And I encourage you to follow that dream because you can do it. If whatever your dream is. And you know what? It may sound crazy, but I promise you, a lot of the people that made the airplane, you can't make me believe when they first brought that up, the people didn't look at them like you have lost your mind. You can't make me believe it. Noah in the Bible, when he went to people talking about, hey, I got to build a big boat and we all got to get on it. And people looked at him and laughed at him like, you crazy. It ain't never rained. You crazy? They don't even know what you're talking about. So even when people tell you you're nuts, because this is not, Vision Accomplished is not my first company. I started another company before many years ago. And I had the learning curve and learn some things and I had some hard lessons. But did that mean I don't do it again? Mm-mm. That means we just try it again. So I say to you today, my babies, uh, live your dream. The children say live your best life if they say that anymore. Um, secure your team. You got to make sure people around you are really for you. Because one thing that I can tell you from owning two companies and a dance ministry. Sorry. One thing that I can tell you is that some people will hang out with you just to try to find out where you're going. And they say they're for you, but they're not. But you can't worry about that. But make sure that your team is for you. People will tell you a whole bunch. They tell you, oh yeah, I'm down for you. We're going to do this, that, and the other. And in the back of their mind, they plotting a hostile takeover. But how we learn how people are is by watching. People will say what they want to say. But you watch them. And whatever you see, you better believe it's the truth. Okay? So, or as my daughter said, okay? Okay. So, I just, like I said, I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. But I just wanted to, because it's been a while. I don't think, for YouTube, I don't think I've been on here all year. I know I've done Periscope. But I really want to encourage you that in 2020, this is your year. 2020 is your year. 2020 is the year of vision. If you can see it, you can have it. The number 20 biblically means the fulfillment of the things you've been waiting on. So if you've been working towards things or trying to do things and it seems like it's being held up, 20 is the year that it will be released. So this is why I'm pushing. Whatever your dream is, get out here and hit it. Get out here and get it because 2020 is the year it's going to happen. And when I tell you these things are going to happen so fast, you're going to be like, whoa, how did this happen? And at a later time, I'll tell you one of the quick things that happened just today. But 2020 is the year of vision. If you can visualize it, if you can see it, if you can dream it, you can have it. Now, it's going to take a little work on your end, but you've got to believe it down in your soul that it's for you. Now that's within reason. Now some people, I need to put your disclaimer out there. That don't mean that you look at some other woman's man and say, that's my man. That's not what we talking about. We also ain't talking about you going out here looking at somebody's car, talking about you gonna steal it. That's not what we talking about. But we're talking about if you've got an earnest dream, if you've got an earnest vision for your life. That's before I even thought of a year 2020, when God gave me vision accomplished, I had no idea the significance of what he was giving me. And we're in the year 2020. That's two 20s. That's double. So that's a double portion. So, and I'm sorry, I just got all excited because I get really excited about when I talk about this. But 2020 is your year that whatever you've been waiting on, if you've been had a dream that you just been kind of laid back and you've been working towards it, and it seemed like everybody else is getting their dream around you, and you sitting there like, well, dang, I started before them. How did they get theirs before mine? 2020 is your year. It's gonna happen for you. You gotta know it, you gotta believe it, and you gotta follow through. So when those opportunities come for you that make it available for you to have your vision, you got to run with it. Don't let up. Don't back down. Do not let fear hinder you. Because I tell you, one of the tricks of failure is fear. And that's fear of success. That's fear of how people are going to talk about you. That's fear about what people are going to say. That's fear of failure. All of that. It doesn't matter if you don't try. So 2020 is your year. If you've got a vision, if you've got a dream, this is your year. If your dream is to, like me, to get my freedom back, this is your year. And you got to make some moves to do it. Does that mean that you may make a move that might not be the best move? That's a possibility. But you know what? People go to the casino all the time and put money in and throw it away. And sometimes they may hit $20, but they done paid 40. Some people play the lottery all the time. And we take those kind of risks. We take those kind of risks when we go to a store and buy a $300 pair of shoes, which is going to give us a zero return. But when somebody comes to us with a business idea that could possibly make us some money and possibly give us financial freedom, we call it a scam. But we will go out faithfully and relentlessly and play the lottery, the lotto, the casino. We'll go buy $200 gym shoes. We'll go buy all kind of fashion accessories that cost 2 arms and 2 legs, which are going to give us zero return. And the longer you have it, the more it depreciates. So you can't even pawn it for what you got it for. We take that kind of gamble, but we will not gamble to make our future better. 2020 is the year you can do it. It's the year of vision. This year, you can have your vision accomplished. You just got to try. You just got to put forth some effort. We will invest in a dude or a woman that we know ain't no good. And we'll sit there with them in their mess. But we won't invest in ourselves. You've got to invest in yourself. 2020, I'm telling you, and I'm going to harp on this, all of 2020 is your year. You have got 11 months worth of greatness that you can get in on. So get in on this. I really wish, now that I think about it, I had started the video with this. And maybe I'll do another video later, which specifically I can give you the details on the significance of 20. But I'll leave you with this. When you go to the ophthalmologist and they check your eyes, when they say you have 20/20 vision, that means you have perfect vision. That means you have reached the standard of vision. So if you're in the year 2020, this is the year of perfect vision, baby. If you can see it, and see the thing about vision, if you can see it, if I can see this little Christmas puffball with 20/20 vision, I have no problem obtaining it. Now, if my vision is nearsighted or farsighted, I may have some difficulty. But at 2020, and that's why you get glasses. Your glasses bring you up to 2020. See? So, 2020, grab your dream. Grab your vision. 2020, don't let it go. Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't tell you that you can't do it. Because you can. And you will. So, I've done enough fussing for the day. Just know that I love you and that I appreciate each and every one of you for allowing me to come into your homes, your phones, your living room, or wherever. But I cannot stress enough. Go after your dreams. And when you go after them, know in your knowing this is the year you get it done. So have a good day, babies. I love you. Uh, the book is still available. The next book will be out within the next month or so, 2 months or so. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. It is a re-release of a book that I did many years ago. But there's some new things that are added and some things that have been updated. And because that book was only released as a transcript version, this time it will be released in its full glory and splendor. And as I've been reading back through it, I was like, wow, I was before my time on some things. So I look forward to it. I'm excited. I spent today just editing and going through and looking through it and like, wow, what an awesome God we serve. And all of your 2020, you got to trust him and you got to believe him. He said that he knows the thoughts he has towards you. And his thoughts are to prosper you. He has no interest in making you miserable. You know, that's not what he's trying to do. But he said he has a plan to prosper you. So take that. So I love you guys. Have a good day. Well, good night, what's left of it. And you keep being amazing. And you take this 2020 by the horns. And baby, you live your best life. I love you all. Have a good day.